Look. You're now tuning in to BS Talk. She came to keep it 100, not the BS show. So listen to Queen Key. She here with some free game. No he say, no she say, but maybe a replay of the news, giving views, and she dropping jewels. Maybe even a couple tools that you can use. Yeah, cause there's a lot we need to talk about. So we gon' kick it like we chillin' at the barbershop. BS Talk. BS Talk. BS Talk. This is BS Talk. Yeah. BS Talk. BS Talk. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Queen Key BS Talk. So today we have with us a guest that we're going to be talking about not making drugs the final call or the final answer to your problems or your issues. So with our guest today, can you tell us a little bit about like when you first got started with your drug problem?
Well, I originally came from New York down to Charlotte because drugs was beating me to death. I came down here and got introduced to Narcotics Anonymous. And from then on, like right now, I'm in the process of playing cards with some friends, stuff that I didn't do when I was getting high. So we're socializing and, we're doing things that you normally wouldn't do because drugs would have you occupied. All right. I came from, humble beginnings. You know what I mean? I'm in the process now of doing a clean and sober club where, like I said, people can come and feel comfortable with getting clean and knowing that they can be clean and there don't be a problem. You know what I mean? It all started with me wanting to be accepted in life, and I didn't know what to do. So what I did was I went to drugs. Okay, so to make a long story short, I'm 65 years old. I've been clean off drugs, cigarettes, and alcohol for 13 years. All right, and it was a hard battle because, I would say I'm going to stop, and I'd start back again. I'd say I'm going to stop because I didn't have any kind of tools. I would pray, and I'd trust in God, but as soon as a problem occurred, I picked up the drug again, whether it be alcohol, whether it be women, whether it be dope, coke, what have you, right? Until I was introduced to Narcotics Anonymous, which gave me different types of tools to use, like talking to people and finding out what's going on with them and realizing that my problem was nothing compared to other people's problems. So what we did, we empathized with each other. Like you say, your leg is broke, and I'd be like, wow, and I got pain in my arm. So now we can empathize because we both got pain, and through the pain, we were able to heal each other on a daily basis by trusting in the process. Right? It's fun. It might sound like it's hard, but it's not hard because once I got clean, it was so easy to not want to use drugs anymore. The hard part comes with living life on life's terms with no drugs. You know what I mean? Like, say you have a problem, and before you could run to the drug, even though the problem's going to be there after the drug is gone. Now you have a problem, and you work on solving the problem instead of trying to hide the problem or dilute it with a drug or alcohol or women or food. You know what I'm saying? It all has a lot to do with, what you want for yourself.
So, what age did you start using the drugs? Whether it was like.
I started at the age of 14.
So 14 years old. Was it hard drugs or was it something like sometimes most kids think marijuana is, oh, that ain't bad. That's just a light drug. Do you think it started for something real light as far as marijuana?
Marijuana is where I started at. And the funny part, no, I didn't start with marijuana. I started with wine. In New York, we was drinking wine, and then it went to marijuana. And when they say that this thing progresses, it does, because when one stops working, you go to the next, and to the next, and to the next. When I was just sniffing cocaine and smoking marijuana, I thought I was manageable, but I wasn't, because I had to have it. The problem came in when they introduced crack to the world. That's when I didn't care anything about anything, anyone, especially not me, because I was just focused on the crack, and that was my drug of choice until I decided to leave that alone completely. My life was in a turmoil.
So what would you say, you starting at 14 and now being 65, what would you say to the 14-year-old that think that they're not going to go no further, like, oh, this is marijuana and I ain't doing nothing else after this? What would you say to that kid that just think that I'm not doing anything else after this?
I would tell them to take it from me that they are going to do something else, even though it looks like you're not going to do anything, because it's similar to boiling water. If you start boiling the water, it's going to evaporate. So when you start smoking marijuana, it's going to evaporate, and you're going to have to go on to something else. Whether you know it or not, it just happens. You know what I mean? It's not nothing that you can plan or try to create a way to do it where you can control it. None of it is controlled. That's why people do it every day, all day, and don't think they have a problem.
Yeah, that's a habit. Something you're doing every day because it's a habit.
Yeah, and that's a problem. You know what I mean? When it's not a good problem, it's a problem.
So how, as a kid, or growing up and being on drugs, how did your parents treat you once they found out that you were on, the drugs? How did they deal with you?
Well, I grew up with hardcore parents. They was real. What goes on in the house stays in the house, and they busted me upside my head with whatever they found near them. You know what I mean? And I respected that, and it turned me into the person that I ultimately am today, right? Because they tried to show me that what I was doing wasn't going anywhere, and I didn't listen. Thank God that, my son, which is in his 50s now, you know what I mean? He listened to me, so he didn't have to go that way. So what I would encourage the kids to do is listen. All of my friends when I was growing up was older men, older women. They didn't have anything to gain by telling me anything wrong, because later on in life, they might need the information that they give me, and if they gave me bad information, they'd get back bad information.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents didn't know. My mother sent me to all types of rehabs. The rehabs didn't work because what they would do is they would treat you in a way where you were what's the word that I want to use when they low grade you, make you feel less than, like strip you of everything. And if you already stripped, once they strip you, it's so hard for you to build that character. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of the rehabs didn't work, because they would have people cleaning corners with toothbrushes, walking around with signs saying, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, you know what I mean? And that wasn't just making you even more illiterate, it lowered your self-esteem.
Yeah.
So you have to be around people and talk to people that's going to build up your self-esteem. And let you know that what you're doing isn't cool. You know what I mean? It might look cool, it might sound cool, but it's not cool. Take it from somebody that had been in jail in all kinds of rehabs. I've probably been in every rehab in New York, every jailhouse in New York. You know what I mean? Rikers Island, the worst jail in the world. I got transferred from each building in Rikers Island, until it came. I got cut on Rikers Island, you know what I mean? And all of this was from drugs that I didn't think I would ever end up there. Because I was a DJ, you know what I mean? I was a promoter. I was this, little curly head fly guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was have fun and enjoy life. and the drugs wouldn't allow me to do that. And for anybody that's smoking now or whatever they're doing, just take a look at how you feel before you take that stuff and how you feel after you take it.
Mm-hmm.
And then how you feel when you're coming down off it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got 3 dimensions. You know what dimension I like?
What's that?
The dimension that I wake up in the morning, and when it's time to go to bed, I'm feeling the same way I did when I woke up in the morning. I might be tired from being, up, you know what I mean, or working or what have you, but my mental,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
That-
Like, I'm not wondering what's going on or what's going to happen or, you know what I mean, what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm sane, and that's what I would tell anybody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's doing drugs or trying to do drugs. You want to stay sane.
Yep.
You don't want to get to the point where you don't understand what it is to be insane and be sane. You're going to think insane is sane, and that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So do you think most of the time, even as a kid or an adult, when somebody is on drugs, that is coming from a place that they're going through something, or that they just trying it? Are most people going through something when they get on these drugs, or what is it that causes people to even start?
They are going through something. Everyone, because see, the drugs is just a symptom. You know what I mean? Most people are dealing with different types of either mental illnesses, low self-esteem, peer pressure. It's not the drug they say, come here, let me come here and do me, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing that's advertising to the point where you's like, oh, let me do that. No, you're going through something in order to want to do something that you know is damaging, that can hurt you. You already know it can hurt you. Not one person alive that started using drugs do not have the notion or the knowledge to know that messing with any kind of drug is going to hurt you, whether it's marijuana, alcohol, or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Alcohol is a drug, and it's the worst drug in the world.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? Because it's legal.
So
And people think it's okay.
yeah. So what would you say to the kid that think that they don't have a mental problem or an issue? What would you say to that child? Like, I'm just doing it. I don't have a problem. I could stop tomorrow if I wanted to.
Well, what I would tell them is to be careful with what you think is not actually a reality, because it is. Like, I got a friend named Selena, and I got another friend named Roy. When I was doing a set the other day, I had asked Roy to call Selena to let her know that I'm on this thing. That's why I can't answer the phone. But I wasn't high. I was just doing things. My mind was going. So I'm not trying to confuse you. What I'm saying is, if you follow what I'm saying, it's like a kid that don't know and think that what he's doing is the right thing. You have to jolt him like a jolt of lightning. You know what I mean? You got to take him somewhere or show him something. Show him a person that's already using.
Mm-hmm.
Don't show him a person that's using successfully. You know what I mean? Because there ain't no such thing as successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a problem no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. I see. So for the kid that needs help and think that they don't, how would you lead and guide them to at least thinking about getting some type of help while they still have breath in their body and they still living, they still have a chance?
Well, God gave me, when I got clean, I was so grateful. I was praying and I asked God, how can I pay back, or how can I get back? So I have a club. I'm not attempting to promote it on your platform, but I have a club that caters to Narcotics Anonymous, where you can come and make meetings every day. You can talk to people. You can party. You can do all the things that you think you can't do clean, absolutely clean. And anyone that knows me, I'm pretty well known in Charlotte. I go all over Charlotte. And every place I go, I'm always smiling. I love fun. I'm laughing. I'm joking. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to give.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find that once you get clean, the things that you never thought you would do, you would be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for that type of child, that person, whether it be a child, an adult, teenager, what have you, they need to see the other side. You know what I mean? Like, my landlord at one of my places, when he come over here, he said, I can't believe all of these people is here every day and there's no fighting and everybody is talking and loving each other, and not um, and not fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of people believe they think that it's not the drugs. They think that
Right.
they think that, well, I'm not acting a certain way just because I'm doing drugs. I was just fine. They think that they're still fine and don't realize that it is a problem. Like, it is causing you to act different. I don't heard people think or say, I don't act different when I'm intoxicated. I'm still the same person. So,
Right.
They need to see themselves in that way. So, um, you know, what type of help do you think these kids need? Like, what do they need to do to actually at least begin to start to try to get off of these drugs? What's a step? The first step that they should take as far as the least try.
The first step is for them to tell someone that they want to get off. That's the first step.
So they gotta want to.
Right. They
So
gotta want to.
so can't nobody want to for you. You have to want to.
Right. Right.
Is it a way to show them that they need to, or like what is that makes people even want to?
Well, what it is that they have to have hit rock bottom some kind of way.
Mm.
The bottom, and everybody's bottom is different.
Mm. So it's an individual thing.
Right, it's an individual thing. Now, for you or me or anyone that's trying to help someone, the best thing you can do is sit down with someone and not talk at them, talk to them. You know what I mean? And explain to them what it is that you're trying to say to them, and explain to them that what they're doing is like they're walking into a brick wall, but explain it in a way where they can understand it.
Yeah. Yep. So for that adult or for that child that actually wants help, can you give us an address to get in contact with you?
Okay. It's called Charlotte Area Clubhouse. We have meetings from 7:30 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning, and then from 12 in the afternoon to 1:30 in the afternoon, and then from 2 o'clock to 3:30. Then we have meetings on Thursday night and Sunday night. The phone number is 704-890-8169. And my name is Derek J. Or they can reach my partner, which is Glenn, and his phone number is 763-7410.
Okay. And is this not only for adults? Is this for children also?
Everybody.
It's for everybody. So if you have a child that needs help, if you know anybody, somebody you love or that you just think that needs help, and they want the help, this is a number that you can call and get in contact. We in Charlotte, so
Absolutely.
and they're willing. They got their arms open to helping your son, your daughter, your mom, your dad, your loved one, because I think that drugs are a big issue to a lot of these problems that we're having out here these days, and they uncontrollable. People think that they can control them, but you can't. They're uncontrollable. The best way to be is sober. That is you at your best, whether you know it or not. But we're gonna go ahead and close out. You just got to think it's the spirit in your body. The stores are called spirit that you're going to buy this alcohol at. Look it up. I mean, why is it called spirit? So we got to watch these different spirits that we're putting into our body and we're walking around with, because some of these spirits you don't want in your body, and alcohol and drugs are one of them. They're demons. That spirit you don't want. Your best body and the best way you want to be is sober. That is the way you were born. That's how you want to be. So we're going to go ahead and close out. Like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you next Monday at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much. And don't forget, stand for something or you will fall for anything. Thank you.
I really appreciate you having me on your platform. And if there's anything else I can do to help in a positive spiritual way, don't hesitate to contact me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.